Hi traders, this is Sin with the New Level Trading Report for Wednesday, June 15th. U.S. stocks tumbled again today as fears of contagion around the Greek debt default picked up, adding more pessimism to a foreboding mix of U.S. economic data. The VIX, which is a volatility indicator, was up at a 3-month high today. The Dow lost 178 points, the Nasdaq was down 47 points, and the S&P lost 22 points. The DX, which is the dollar futures index, was up well over $1 today. So this is our Dow Jones index, a 5-minute chart, and as you can see, I've drawn some levels here. This was that high last week around the 12,183 level. We sold off and chopped for several days, had that really nice move up today, retraced some of this move from last week, and then today just completely sold off down into that 11,862 area. This is what we're looking like on a daily chart, and as you can see, this was that primary trend line that I drew, and then this secondary one. I kept it up because of what I wanted to show you was we had that reversal candle, that spinning top, and a nice change in direction with this large green candle, but today lost that completely, and we're right below that now on just above average volume. And so you can see we do have a little bit of support here around this 11,803 area, but if we lose that, then obviously we look like we're going to around the 11,584 area. So we'll continue to watch that as economic news comes in Europe and in the United States. This is our S&P futures chart, and as you can see, again, just a really heavy sell-off in after hours yesterday and into early morning trading, and then we actually came up just a bit, bounced, and then followed that 50 period moving average down throughout the day. This is a 1255 area. So again, this is what we're looking like on a daily. I've drawn some more areas of support. We are at this 200 period moving average, and our tail actually went just below it today. So again, we're on well above average volume. So important information when you're looking at volume. If you see lots of volume coming in on this downside, to me it means that the trend is still wanting to go down at least. As I said, we do have a little bit of support around this 1255 area, and if we break that, then obviously we're going down to this 1240 area right here. So again, we'll continue to watch that. I did want to talk a little bit about obviously the dollar, something we've been watching, and as you can see, that trend up in overnight trading and all the way up into the close today at 76.13. That was the high, and pretty much held that throughout the day. You can see this is actually a longer term chart, but I drew a Fibonacci retracement on this area, and I know we've talked about that before. As you can see, this 50% retracement is around the $77.17 area, and at this point I also kept this trend line, and we've actually broken that to the upside. As you can see, obviously we'll test that 76.68 area right in this area here, but if we do break that, obviously it looks like we'll at least go back up to that retracement around $77. But the other thing that I wanted to talk about is, as we've talked about many times, the DX acts as our contrarian when we're trading stocks to the long or to the short side, but we also look at the 6E, which is the European dollar futures. And I wanted to show you, you can see this major sell-off today in the European dollar, and as I said, on this Greek debt crisis, this is what we're looking at. And so to me, to New Level Traders, we look at the 6E as a contrarian to the DX, not to get too complicated, but again, it's really important to watch other futures and or forex trading vehicles, because what we're looking at here is this is actually, I've kind of drawn, it looks like a bit of a symmetrical triangle, but this is a large candle on above average volume. So at this point, we'll wait to see if that bounces, and this could end up just consolidating in this area, and then you just have to wait to see if it's going to break to the up or the downside. But at this point, you can see we have made this low, but I've just put a trend line here. I mean, we could tomorrow break that trend line, but again, we'll continue to watch that as news unfolds in the European stocks and also in the US stocks. Let's take a look at our FinViz charts, and as you can see, an overview of the Dow, the Nasdaq, and the S&P. The big thing is our heat map. Yesterday it was all green, and now, as you can see, all red. And I guess financials, I would say, took the biggest hit, but all stocks really took a big hit. Technology, Apple was a big loser today. Oracle lost quite a bit as well. Let's take a look at the bubble study, and that will show you, you can see just not much to the upside. Novellus had a decent day on some news. It's a semiconductor company, up about 3.3%. BSX is the Boston Scientific. It also had a little bit of news, up about 2.8%. But you can see we're at this 0% level and not many stocks to the upside today. So let's take a look at our downside. And OI, which is Owens, Illinois, a packaging company, up. They were actually down 13%. So again, that was on some news. But you can see here's the 6% decline level, and lots of stocks hitting that. As I said, lots of stocks that financial stocks to the downside. LNC, which is Lincoln National, down 5%. HIG, another insurance company, down 4.8%. Actually, even CF Industries, which has had a really good run lately, down 4%. Juniper down about 3.5%. Even the big ones, Oracle, down almost 3%. So again, lots of stocks to the downside, and we'll just have to continue to watch. Obviously, we have lots of news coming in tomorrow. Housing starts, jobless claims, and the Philly Fed tomorrow. Big numbers and important numbers that are market moving. Tomorrow for earnings, we just have ATU and KR, which is Kroger Foods. Thanks again for joining us. If you have any questions, we'd love to talk to you. If you have concerns about education or becoming a member, we're always here at www.newleveltraders.com. Thanks again for joining us. Have a great evening, and we'll see you tomorrow.